Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Lisa. This is where you have a chance to ask me questions, either by email, by Twitter, by Facebook, but you pop the question and I'll try to respond. So this week's question coming to me by email, this is from Ash in Wasilla, and the question is, what are you doing to repeal the Obama health care law? I see the majority of Americans do not want or like this bill. What actions are you taking to help repeal the law? Well, Ash, I've actually had an opportunity to vote to repeal the law and did so. Unfortunately, not enough of my colleagues in the Senate joined me in that vote to repeal, and so we were not successful. That does not mean that we will not be working aggressively to do that as we move through the process. There have been, I believe, about 8 different attempts to repeal different parts of that legislation. So that effort is ongoing. I think one thing that is important to just clarify, there have been some suggestions out there that I made a statement that says I don't support the repeal, but because I want to replace parts of that bill. And I think it's important to remember that when we talk about repealing this law and the onerous provisions in it, like the individual mandate and the taxes and just all of the consequences that came with this legislation when it was enacted, that if we repeal it and then we just say we're done with health care, we're back to the same bad old. What we need to do is we need to fix health care. We need to repeal the law that is in place, and we need to fix health care by dealing with the medical malpractice liability issue, by allowing individuals to purchase insurance across state lines, by allowing for the pooling opportunities, to really work to reduce the costs of health care so that your insurance premiums do not continue to rise as they do, so that you have access to a provider, and so that your costs of health care don't go up. That's what reform should really be all about. So I appreciate the question. The next one that we have here is from William in Auk Bay. He also sent the question by email. And William asks about the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's decision to block Alaska's plans to control predators on Unimak Island. And William writes, he says, I strongly object to letting any federal agency use its power to delay action in this situation. And I agree with you, William. I think the situation that we have seen play out in Unimak, where you have folks in the region who rely on that caribou herd for their subsistence needs, and knowing that herd is dwindling dramatically because of the wolves, the effort that the state has made to manage wildlife as they are directed to do under our state's constitution, but having that be in conflict with the federal government and U.S. Fish and Wildlife and their directive to manage for diversity. You've got inherent conflict there, but I would suggest to you that what is happening is an overreach by the federal government usurping our state's powers to manage our game, our wildlife, as our Constitution provides. So this is an issue that is not isolated, unfortunately. We've seen some other actions up north, up in the Yukon-Charlie area. This is an area where, again, I think we're quite concerned about what I call the assault on Alaska by federal agencies that, again, overreach into the area where we in the state should be in charge, should be managing and providing that directive. So thanks for the questions this week, both of them right on topic, and greatly appreciate that. If you'd like to submit a question, don't forget you can send us an email, join us on Twitter or Facebook, but pose your question and we'll look forward to answering next week. Thanks.